Hello, my name is Christine Clowers, and I'm presenting a Torn from the Headlines assignment for Dr. Baker's Environmental Communications class at Kansas State University. The article title is Pig Power: Swine Manure Becomes Electricity at Butler Farms, which is written by Terry Bogues, a member of the North Carolina Energy Office Conservation staff. I actually found this article while I was researching for a different class and thought it would be a good idea for our sustainability discussion about how the environmental concerns and what producers are doing to lessen those concerns. The website I retrieved this article from is the North Carolina's Department of Environment and Natural Resources website, and I've posted this web link below that you can go and look around on it. This organization is formed to help grow the state's green energy economy by working with businesses, industries, and nonprofits to build a positive business climate and to help them become more energy efficient. This organization has councils, regional offices, grant opportunities and programs, and publications that can be found on that web link. A little bit about this article. It is about a hog finishing operation in Harnett County, North Carolina, which is near Lillington, that uses biogas, mainly methane, produced from swine manure to power an engine that runs a generator and sends electricity to the local grid. The waste lagoons that produce the biogas are covered, and this reduces the rank odors associated with the hog operations. I mean, if you've been around a hog operation, you know what I'm talking about. The owner and manager of the Butler Farms is Tom Butler, and he understands that at times are changing, and in order to succeed, his operation must to change, cultivate new methods, new attitudes, and products. His operation has generated new income and is helping to protect the environment and land. He states that the way I look at it, we've already got this methane, so let's use it. Butler has approximately 4,400 open lagoons holding the hog manure and sees it as a source of potent greenhouse gas waiting to be transformed to beneficial use. And that's exactly what he does. This $670,000 project is partially funded by the North Carolina Department of Environment and Natural Resources, but also by other funders. About $374,000 of it was funded. The rest he came up with through other forms of funding or on his own. And it was formed to purchase and install an engine generator set to convert biogas from swine manure into electricity for the power grid. It's capable of generating enough electricity to power 30 to 50 houses a year. And in addition to the electricity, anaerobic digestion by bacteria reduces the acid level of manure, which makes it a better fertilizer, and it also protects the water quality. Also, by capturing these biogases, it enables them to manage the hydrogen sulfate amounts, and that is what causes the odor. And if I remember right, I think this odor is kind of like a rotten egg smell, which no one wants near them. So I guess that helps the producers stay around in areas that others might not appreciate that smell. Not only is Butler successful with this project, but he's also doing more research and experimentation so they can eventually get this technology at scale. He believes his work can benefit many sectors due to this anaerobic digestion technique. He states that renewable energy is not a tree hugger thing. It's just a sensible thing to do with your waste, which I agree. If you have enough waste, you should try to do something to either reduce that amount or to reuse it. We don't want it just sitting around. So I think what he's doing is a very good thing, and I hope that it spreads. I know over in the European countries, they've been doing this for a while, and there's different processes how they do it and how they fund it, but it has been working over there, so I hope that it continues to build and it comes over to the United States and is a big project for not just the swine industry, but in other livestock and crop industries as well. I haven't done much research on these types of projects, but I know that they are occurring in different parts of the nation, and I hope to do a little bit more research on that soon. One example of this future green project that he hopes to do is to add 6,000-gallon tanker loads of potato peels to the farm's hog manure because of the high carbohydrate mix. Its potential to increase the methane production 3 to 10 times the amount. He also hopes to go solar and to expand into the food waste area. In relating this article to what we've read and discussed in class so far this semester, I'll first relate to collaboration. Butler invites and encourages other farmers to do the same that he is, if they can afford it, that is. In order to succeed, they must change with the times. Rather than debating, collaboration brings producers and stakeholders together to communicate constructively, focusing on the future and emphasizing learning about these green projects that are going on. Granted, there are a few photos within this article on the website illustrating how the farm is set up and where the lagoons were located. I was still able to create a scene in my mind of Butler's operation. I could unfortunately smell the swine slop and manure. I've been there, done that too many times. So I could smell it and kind of understand how the reduction of the nitrogen sulfate would reduce the odor a great deal. And the fact that their lagoons are covered does help it quite a bit too. I could also see the runoffs into the lagoons, and I could hear the engine generator turning to produce electricity. This is what I call symbolic action, and the writer was creating an atmosphere for the reader to understand and relate to, and I think did a very good job of it. As I do my own research for various projects and other classes, I begin to realize the different voices that play a part in articles, projects, and various types of media that I've been going through for research. In our book earlier, it stated the different green or voices in a green public sphere. In this article, the citizen voice is the farmer Tom Butler, and he puts together this project to better his operation in the environment. So there's one voice. A second voice is the North Carolina Department of Environment and Natural Resources, as well as the funding organizations that they serve as the environmental organizations' voices. Obviously, they want to do something about the changing environmental concerns, and so they're willing to fund and come up with money for these types of projects, and hopefully will spread the word to other producers across the world. And thirdly, a scientist's voice. They're working with Butler for future research and for future success, and they're aware of the environmental concerns and are hoping to help producers come up with ways to use their waste products. From a sustainability standpoint, I believe that Butler has a sustainable hog operation. I know the term itself is a bit elusive and has many different meanings for different groups of people. However, I believe that sustainability encompasses the three goals discussed in our book, which is environmental protection, economic health, and equity or social justice. Butler is protecting the environment by reusing his farm's waste rather than letting the biogases just release into the environment freely. Economically, Butler puts a great amount of money into this project, but he does believe it will soon pay off. In other articles that I've read about projects such as this on hog farms, I've read about some farms no longer have to pay an energy bill. I mean, they used to pay large amounts for keeping their farm going, and now they hardly have to pay anything, if anything at all, just because of the energy that they're producing. The turnaround does depend on the size of farm and where it is located. Then in terms of equity, I think that Butler is doing his best to help others see how his project benefits everyone, not just his farm. I mean, like I said before, let's be real. If you've been around a hog farm, you know that smells awful, and I'm, for one, thankful that he's trying to do something about it. I know they usually say, ooh, it's the smell of money. Nope, some smells I just can't handle. So I guess that I think that he's doing his part to be sustainable, and his farm is successful in that standpoint. And finally, for the discussion questions, I have posted 3 here that I would like to use to get the ball rolling for students to answer questions. First is, how can producers create projects such as this with less funding? That is a lot of money that he used, 670,000 grand. I know he had lots of um, funding, but I know that not all that funding is available all of the time. And how can producers create projects such like as this with some funding, but not as much as he had, as Butler had? Second, how are producers in other areas of the agriculture industry using the waste and byproducts of their operations? Third, when communicating with those who are not familiar with agriculture, how can you discuss this project with them? One topic that I had come to mind was the smell part of it, and also the water. He said that his procedure was kind of cleaning out the water a little bit with the um, anaerobic digestion. So, I guess how can you discuss this project with those who are unfamiliar with agriculture and especially unfamiliar with hog production? Um, these are just 3 questions that I want to start with, but I'd also like for you to post and discuss other questions. If you can on the blog, I would love to see them, or in class. But overall, is Butler correct in completing this project and encouraging others to do the same? I think that he is, and I look forward to seeing more projects like this in the future.